What up, though?
What up, though? Welcome to Woman Crush Every Day, where we discuss queer media, especially when it is black and especially when it is woman. I'm your host, Tang B, aka Sean B. Scribe.
And I'm your host, Allison, aka Al Wu.
And today we are going to talk about Harlem.
Yes, on Amazon Prime. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe and tap in with us so you can find out about all the new queer black woman-centered content that we talk about relatively frequently, like each week-ish.
Yes.
Or sometimes like multiple times in a week. So, yeah vibe with us and join the family.
Absolutely. So, let's jump into Harlem.
Yes.
So, this is the series on Amazon Prime. There's one season available now. We don't know if there will be a season 2. It follows 4 friends who live in Harlem. They went to college together and they're navigating their professional lives, goals, dreams, friendships, romantic relationships, familial relationships, all the such. So we follow a few characters. The primary one is Camille, who's played by Megan Good, and
Fine.
Yeah. I have to say, when I saw Megan Good was on a show, I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch that.
I'm going to see what she's talking about.
Been liking Megan Good. So, Camille is a college professor who is trying to get tenure. She thinks she's a shoo-in, and then the person who's going to recommend her ends up getting ousted, and somebody comes on who is above her, and she's hoping that they will have the same grace as her former colleague had. It's played by Whoopi Goldberg, Dr. Pruitt, and she's not having it. She's not happy with Camille. Camille also has some other things going on relationship-wise, but we'll get more into maybe some touch points of her story. We also follow Angie, who is a part of the friend group. She had a record deal and was doing really well, and then lost that record deal and is now just trying to find her voice in the theater world and gets cast in the musical of Get Out, which makes for a nice satirical story that gives some great social commentary. We also follow Quinn, who is a small boutique owner. She comes from money. She has a Jamaican family. Her mother is played by Jasmine Guy and really wants her to have her own and not have to rely on anyone. And so Quinn is trying to make money, but she also has a charitable boutique and is not making any money. So she's taking on clients, which sometimes puts her in some funny situations, like taking on the fiance of your best friend's ex-boyfriend who almost became her fiance, who she might also still be like kissing sometimes.
Ooh.
Complicated.
Right.
Anyway, Quinn is looking for clients, but she's also looking for love, and she ends up in a relationship with a male stripper who has a son and a heart of gold and thinks she's going to play stepmommy till she gets a new client, Isabella, who is looking to run for political office and wants Quinn to style her. And style her she does, and starts to build interest. We also follow Ty, who is maybe the reason why, if you were looking for queer content, you clicked on Harlem. Ty is a queer woman in Harlem who is in app development, specifically an app on Black Love. And Black on Black Love.
I know, I like that you said that. I thought that immediately, but I was like, I like that way better than the alternatives that exist in the world. So shout out Black on Black Love.
Love it. So Ty has this app. It's got Forbes magazine's attention, and she's getting all of this attention for her tech endeavors. And she's also trying to, get some out here. So she's dating around and considers herself a serial dater until she falls for Anna, who conundrum is white and kind of off-brand for her. She deals with that. She also deals with the fact that she has this past that nobody knows about, like secret husbands and
a health issue that
health issues. Doctors who don't believe black women. It's all in here. Great social commentary in the show.
Yeah. So that is pretty much the rundown of the whole season. Like we said before, this is on Amazon Prime. It dropped on December 3rd, 2021. So it's still relatively new. It's a little bit about a month old at this point. But yeah, still, you can totally binge it and just enjoy the whole series in a day. And yeah, well, but if you haven't done that, we're about to spoil it. I mean, you already got all the spoilers, but we're
Yeah,
just gonna
yeah.
go in to like how we feel about it, and maybe we should have said the spoilers early in there.
Look, you
Context
figure it
clues,
out by now.
context clues. You know what I mean? As soon as you started hearing the tea, you should have done what you
You'll
need to
see
do.
in the description. We'll spoil it there too. So
Absolutely.
you'll stop reading if you don't want to hear all this.
Yeah. So here we go. Let's get into how we do and our questions.
Yes.
So your favorite moment or favorite scene of the series, go for it.
Oh, my favorite scene of the series. I think my favorite scene, okay, it's between two things.
Go for
it's
it.
between at the end where it's kind of between three things. Okay, I'm going to try to be brief. Okay, so
I mean, it's a whole season.
It's a whole-
So I mean,
it's
you
a whole-
can
yeah.
you can throw a few out there.
So it is when Quinn goes on the date with Isabella. Well, it's not supposed to be a date. It's supposed to be Quinn babysitting her boyfriend's son. And she can't figure out what to do with this kid, and she wants to make a good impression. So she's scrolling through Instagram and sees that Isabella is at the bowling alley and she's looking all cute, and she's like, I should go to the bowling alley. That's what we should do. So she takes the kid to the bowling alley and she's like, yes, he's into it. He wants to bowl. I'm scoring points. But then she's also looking at, Isabella, and Isabella has been stood up for a date and reveals that, she was trying to meet a woman there, and Quinn is like, oh no. And then they start playing games, and it's cute, and it's all the little scenes, like arcade stuff. It was cute. It made me smile.
That was a very cute moment.
It was so
for
cute.
Sure.
So runner up to that is when Ty had to have the conversation with Anna about the fact that she was white and how she can't be seen dating a white person. Specifically, the nod that she got.
Yeah.
The nod that she got from this other black dude who's with a white woman that she did not want to get. She didn't want that
Y'all
nod.
know that nod. Y'all know that signature head nod that black folk do. It's the communication, the channels of communication in the community are very nuanced.
Yeah.
You know?
And she was like, no, bruh. This is not what I do. This is coincidence. This is once in a lifetime. This is like, she's real special. Like,
yeah.
She couldn't explain it away. All right, I'm gonna leave it at those. No, the third. The third
yeah, you said there were three.
Get Out, the musical.
Nice.
Hilarious.
Yeah. That
was hilarious. Disturbing to see how they twisted it, but I think that's what happens. That's what happens. Yeah. Sometimes you put on a show that's supposed to mean something, but if you don't set it up so that the actors really have to do the work and understand the piece, then you end up with shenanigans.
Yeah.
And it was funny to watch.
Yeah, I definitely loved the whole Get Out musical situation. The songs, I think the fact that they put whole songs in the show. Yes. Like, I wasn't anticipating a musical in the middle of the show.
And I usually hate musicals in the middle of shows.
Yeah.
But this was allowable.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
And brilliant.
Yeah.
I thought they did a really, really great job with that. So yeah, totally agree with that. But my favorite moments, one, I feel like the moment when Isabella and Quinn first meet, I loved that scene. I think I love that scene too because it's like we were coming into realizing like, oh wait, is this a gay situation here? Like, is this flirting? Like, whoever directed that, I think they did a really great job. And shout out the actors in the choices that were made to make it seem like, okay, this could be some chemistry, but maybe I'm reading into it. Maybe I'm just being gay and hoping that something happens.
That was the case.
But like they played it so smooth to be like, okay, no. So yes, all the vibes were there. They were definitely gonna do it. So I just love that setup and that like surprise there. Second, one of my second favorite moments well, no, I would say my second favorite moment would have to be the moment when this is like after Quinn and Isabella get through all of their stuff, and not all of their stuff, but they've gone on a date and yada yada yada, but Quinn makes the decision to ask Isabella on a date,
on a real date.
On a real date, yeah, and not the I'm just gonna crash this free date that's already happening here and try to take care of this little boy on the side, but let's really get to know each other. And just the way, like, she went into her job and was like, hey, I mean, she really macked her down, like, hey, look, I'm feeling the vibes. Where you at, And I just thought it was super cute. She runs outside. She tells her friends, she's like, oh my gosh, she said yes. And it's like, yes,
and
that
Camille's
feeling.
So supportive.
Yeah. But that feeling, when you meet someone and have a successful interaction and you're all giddy, I just thought that was really cute. And I was not anticipating this queer relationship on the show at all. So that was just great that we have Ty and now we have Quinn.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
It was a beautiful surprise.
Yeah.
All right, so who was your woman crush?
Okay. So I feel like the first person I wanted to give to, off top, I was just like, Megan Good. Duh. Hello.
Absolutely.
But I do feel like because Megan Good has never, I can't give her all the shine. I only love Megan Good because I love her from childhood and Cousin Skeeter days. And
I wanted to be on that elevator in that intro.
You know what I'm saying? Bad. That's why Megan Good, she just gets it by default. But if we want to go into the show and I think about queer characters, I feel like I don't want to give it to Quinn and Isabella. We get it, y'all cute or whatever. But they're like,
They are the classic.
They're archetype cute, know? So it's like, that's fine or whatever. But I feel like I have to not even honorable mention, but like bring into the conversation Shayla.
Yes.
Who was Ty's boo in the first couple of episodes of the series. So Shayla is this masked character, and their relationship, Ty and Shayla's relationship, was acting up because Ty really couldn't get with the fact that this was like a mask for mask thing. And I thought that was kind of weird how they played it, but I do feel like Shayla's character is still a hottie, and we need to shout her out. I'm actually got two episodes, but I feel like she was the catalyst for a lot of Ty's growth, and we see a lot of those moments where Ty is being pushed to these new heights throughout the season, and Shayla is that, I think she's really that first push. So shout out her and that relationship.
Yeah.
Your woman crush.
Okay. Shayla was definitely on my woman crush list for that very reason, that when Ty realized, like, oh, you'll break up with me? Oh, you'll do me wrong in the way that I do women wrong?
I do women wrong.
Like, I was going to tell you, it's my fault. It's not you, it's me. I was going to play you to the left. I was going to gaslight you. I was gonna what and I love that pushed her into, maybe I need to make a change. Isabel was definitely one of the women crushes, mostly because as soon as she appeared on the screen, I was like, she's gay. There's something gay going on here.
You just got the vibe.
I just got the vibe.
You saw it.
I saw it. I was like, the styling is like gay.
This suit.
The
suit.
Was it the suit? It was the suit. It was the hair. It was the looks. It was the way she would look at Quinn. I was like looking at her like I would look like, am I looking too long?
Well, that's what you do. You just gonna put yourself out there. Like,
this isn't about me. This is about the woman crush.
Oh,
Isabella.
Okay, if you say so, because it started to be about. Okay, I'm still.
But my other woman crush actually is Angie.
Okay.
Because Angie, I just feel like is a dope woman. When she is really trying to go out for her career, when she is having to make these tough decisions with the theater that she's working with and the other actors that she's working with, but also just in that she is about her own pleasure and other people's hangups about it don't matter. And I think that's queer as fuck, even if you're not fucking women. And not to say that like Angie gets to be queer, but I do think that Angie is queer friendly and queer adjacent because she dates a dude who's bisexual after seeing him in a relationship with a man and having questioned him about it, not in an interrogating way, like, oh, y'all broke up, oh, I'm sorry, and then realizing hours later, like, oh, and you're also available and also interested in me, and also I'm interested in people interested in me because I'm interested in me.
Yeah.
And I love that center of Angie and her as a character.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope. Okay, so what can stay and what can go?
What can stay? What can stay is more of Quinn's story. I want to see more there. What can stay is understanding more about why Ty has this whole past. I think that her story is really complex in the fact that she had been dating these women and still have this husband behind her and still have these things that means. So I want to dive more into that. The other thing that can stay is I think like, I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, I think, okay, so I think the story of Ty and Anna is an interesting one to have. And I think I really commend the show for having this conversation on such a public platform of I have already shown interest in somebody who I wasn't trying to be interested in, who is on my level career wise, like, who has said nothing but flattering things to me. And yet my brand is Black love. Not even that I'm only capable of Black love or I'm only attracted to Black women, but because this is my brand, I now have to craft my public relationships around this.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important conversation to have about the way that like social media really blends business and personal together in a way that I think has the community hold you accountable, but it can also be very unhealthy.
Yeah. It's like it doesn't allow you to be yourself authentically. Like it doesn't allow you to grow, to change, to try new things, because it's like, oh, here's your identity, enjoy it till death, you know. And it's like, whoa, what is the point of life if you can't live, you know, if you can be bound into this box? So yeah, totally.
Yes, so I love that. I want to talk more about that, and I hope Ty gets to explore that more, as well as the other characters. I feel like Candace's character explores that a little bit too. And who else can stay? Whoopi Goldberg can stay. Always. I'm here for Whoopi. Yeah, I want her to stay. What can go is Shayla not being a main character.
Okay.
I want more Shayla. I want her and Ty to be friends at the very least, and I want them to grow and learn together. I liked her energy, and I think it made for, even in a ridiculousness, a fun scene that we all know from the community, and we also know those people are friends, and I want to see them love and grow together.
That's real.
Yeah.
What about you? Did you go through What Can Go?
Yeah, What Can Go is Shayla not being a main character.
Oh yeah, you did say that. So more Shayla,
cyst and all of that, you know, doctors not believing Black women can go in like all of life. That can go.
Talk it.
That's it. It can go. We done with cyst. If we can rebuke it from television and life, let's do it.
Cyst. CYST.
Yes.
Cysts.
Yes. Gone.
Amen. Amen. Okay. So my what can stay, what can go. What can stay, I totally agree. Quinn, Isabella, let's keep that. I think what can definitely stay too is okra as a euphemism for vaginal secretions and liking okra. Yeah, so yeah, there was a moment in the episodes where Quinn starts talking to, she reaches out to Ty for advice on being attracted to a woman.
Right.
And as they're talking, she's, Quinn is trying to evade just calling it what it is and saying, all right, look, I like this woman. But Ty is able to decode Quinn's whatever and like, okay,
euphemism
okra
for okra.
okra, okay, you are talking about pussy, got it. So
that should have been a favorite moment. That was great.
I think it was a great
funny
moment
scene.
yeah, for sure. But okra, yes, okra into my vernacular and lexicon. I'm bringing it. I like it. That can stay. What else? Yeah, I think that's kind of it for what can say. Everything else, I'm just like, yeah, let's just keep going with the story.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And what can go? So, I did feel like the conversation between Shayla and Ty, like the mask for mask debate.
Yeah.
Felt weird to me. So I, like in ways I get it, because I think this is a common theme. And I think when people are looking at queer relationships, they're like, oh, well, it can't be two masculine women together. That's not going to make sense.
Which,
you know what I mean?
It's ridiculous because I'm like, gay men are together.
Right. People don't question that. You know what I'm saying? And even like, I feel like when you see two feminine lesbians together, it's like, oh, that's hot, or something like. But for some reason, the whole mask for mask thing is just like, it would be like bros and it wouldn't work, and I don't know, it just,
I feel like
weird.
it's like a part of a homophobia of just like, no, we don't want to see two men together. We don't want to see two men together.
Y'all
we don't want to see two masculine people together.
This is why you watch Woman Crush every day, because Tanya's gonna drop these gems for y'all. Okay,
I don't
spit.
I mean,
spit. I don't think I didn't even get to that point, but I think there's so much to unpack in that. Yeah, people don't want to see that it's too gay.
Yeah, and that's literally what I hear people say is like, oh, would you date another stud? And they're like, no, that's gay. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, we're gay. That's what we're talking about. It's two women dating each other. That's what we're talking about.
The world is a place. Okay, so yeah, I think those are mine. What can stay, what can go.
Okay, where does this fit in the queer canon?
Okay, so I think one of the things that really stood out to me about this was going back to Ty and Anna. This queer interracial relationship. I think it's pretty cool to have this interracial relationship that centers our characters of color, that centers this black woman, because what I think growing up, when I think about interracial relationships or black women on TV shows, black lesbian women on TV, it's like, I think Alice and, what's her name, Tasha, yeah, Alice
shout
and Tasha.
Shout out to Tasha and her ponytail.
And shout out Tasha, but I just feel like,
From the
for
L
being,
word.
I'm sorry, yes, OG L word. Shout out Tasha for being a trailblazer and a pioneer, but the fact that, the show really wasn't about Tasha. Tasha
it was totally about Alice.
So yeah, I think I liked what you said too about the risks that we're taking, like the social risks, the commentary that we're going into identity and like in the era of the millennial and how you present online and what that means for who you are, so centering this black lesbian and having this white lesbian on the peripheral, I thought that was, we need this. We need more examples, let's just keep going with that. And then I think I like the fact also that Ty's character was married to a man and is now not. I think, I think about growing up as well, where lesbian stories would be the other way around. And like so much we start these relationships with women, or they like sneak away and find this woman, but they end up going back to the dude at the end of it. And I think the fact that we are in a place where, no, she left her man he mad, and she did do it like real shitty. Like,
she just up and left.
Very
she
shittily
literally
left her husband. I mean, but I also like how they brought all of the issues into the forefront around like why, you know, like her family and living in the South and everybody kind of knowing each other and this small town. So it was like she felt like she had to break free. So I think bringing that story, which I know is very common for Black lesbians in the South, to the forefront. And I mean, in undergrad, I feel like I saw that all the time, where folks who were from the South and like super, super gay, and then they are like taken off because they're not about to go back home with this. Yeah. You know? So yeah, the representation for all of those people, we see you. We see you.
Yeah. That was beautiful. Totally agree. Just telling that story is really important. And having other people see that story, like, this is what can happen if you don't have a way to be yourself. Mm-hmm. You end up in situations that continue to play a role in your life until you can work them out and really move past them. I really love that this is not necessarily a show that is built primarily for a gay audience. The main character truly is Camille. She's the narrator in the show. She's the voice we hear. She's the professor who's like giving the themes that carry each episode. But then there's so much queerness within this series that when Kai's character was a serial dater, masculine woman, and I was like, that's a little bit, we've seen that before. Like, I didn't have to be upset because by the end of the series, there's more characters that represent a part of my reflection that I'm looking into this show and seeing. And I love that. I love that we have Quinn and her bi-curiousness, I'm gonna say, which would typically annoy me, except that we already have Ty. And so then I'm like, yes, explore Quinn. You can also have this storyline and not be be seen as like the only queer character and potentially the only understanding of queerness that whatever viewers are tuning in will have of somebody. And I love that more and more that's not an issue, but I love that it's happening within this one series. We got Quinn, we got Ty, we got Shayla, we got Isabella, we got Angie is at least willing to bring some queer dudes into the mix. You know? Yeah. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Absolutely. And I want to say, you know, when we spoke about this show earlier in like the shows to watch over the new year, we spoke about comparing the show to Girlfriends. Yeah. And I think this show and its relation to Girlfriends, it's like, it is bringing Girlfriends to 2022. Yeah. Period. Like, the fact that characters couldn't really be gay on Girlfriends.
Like, Lynn sort of got to explore.
But, like, the way that they played Lynn like a motherfucker through that show.
Like gay people are just weird. Like, don't know. Free spirit, don't have real goals, can't finish things.
She's kind of a bum. Like, I mean, not even kind of, like, she's very much bumming. And I think, the way that queerness was played in that era, 2 thumbs down. Yeah. So to get kind of like a, yes, queer canon right here. But to be able to bring these 4 girlfriends together, doing their thing, each being their own little selves, and not having the queer person as the person who's sleeping on the couch, right? Who can't get her shit together. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's where it fits in the queer canon for me too.
Absolutely. Yeah. So enjoy the show if you haven't watched it. If you have, let us know what you think. Let us know your favorite moment, who your woman crush is, what can stay and go for you, or what do you want to see next season. Yeah. And especially, where does this fit in the queer canon for you? Is there something we missed? Let us know.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, until next time.
Peace.